What if I told you that the most expensive entertainment product in human history is absolutely not a Hollywood blockbuster, directed by a legendary filmmaker, but a completely digital, interactive simulation of criminal enterprise, engineered to permanently extract billions of dollars from the global working class? Welcome to money's hidden past, rich people. Lied, we fact-checked. Today we are stripping down the financial architecture of the modern gaming industry and exposing the unprecedented $2 billion budget of Grand Theft Auto VI. When the average consumer looks at the video game industry, they assume it operates on the exact same financial scale as a standard movie, believing that a studio simply hires programmers to write code and releases a finished product to the masses for a one-time retail purchase. But historical financial data completely destroys this outdated narrative, proving that the interactive entertainment industry has aggressively evolved into a corporate wealth extraction machine, dwarfing the revenue of the global film and music industries combined. To truly understand the undeniable scale of this structural transition, we must aggressively examine the highly guarded financial ledgers of Rockstar Games and their publicly traded parent corporation, known as Take-Two Interactive, who are currently executing the most expensive commercial gamble ever recorded, while the corporate executives refuse to release the exact official accounting numbers. Leading financial analysts and internal industry reports have calculated the damage, estimating that the total operational budget for this single digital product sits securely between $1 billion and $2 billion. This staggering price tag shatters every single historical record, making it mathematically the absolute most expensive entertainment product ever created, forcing the chief executive officer, Strauss Zelnick, to publicly acknowledge the massive spend, quietly admitting to the financial press that the development process was remarkably expensive. When you break down the structural allocation of this massive capital, you realize they are not simply building a standard interactive video game. They are actively constructing a highly sophisticated alternate reality designed specifically to monopolize human attention. For the next decade, the first and largest pillar of this financial architecture is core development, consuming an estimated $500 million to $1 billion in raw capital, financing the salaries of thousands of specialized software engineers and digital artists who have spent over a decade writing the underlying code and shaping the virtual world. This massive capital completely funds the integration of premium Hollywood talent utilizing state-of-the-art motion capture technology and highly advanced facial scanning to ensure the massive digital state of Leonida looks and feels hyper-realistic, blurring the historical lines between physical reality and digital simulation. Creating a virtual world of this magnitude requires an army of specialists, architects to design the structural integrity of the digital skyscrapers, economists to balance the internal mechanics of the in-game currency, and behavioral psychologists to ensure the gameplay loop remains endlessly addictive every single digital vehicle, and weapon and civilian character must be meticulously engineered from scratch by human hands, requiring millions of man-hours of highly specialized technical labor, explaining exactly why the core development budget rivals the gross domestic product of small nations. The second massive structural pillar is marketing and global promotion, where the corporation aggressively deploys $200 to $400 million to completely dominate the cultural conversation and capture the media cycle, ensuring that absolutely no competing entertainment product can survive the launch window. They launch highly calculated advertising campaigns across every platform, purchasing premium billboard space in every major global metropolis, and weaponizing social media algorithms to guarantee maximum consumer visibility, converting massive cultural hype directly into guaranteed retail pre-orders. The marketing executives understand that releasing a product of this scale is exactly equivalent to launching a global presidential campaign. They must secure the attention of billions of people simultaneously and force them to hand over their fiat currency on launch day. The third critical pillar of this unprecedented corporate investment is technology, allocating another $100 to $200 million entirely to engine architecture, forcing the engineers to aggressively upgrade the proprietary Rockstar Advanced game engine to successfully support highly advanced physics and real-time global ray tracing. This technological investment completely overhauls the artificial intelligence systems, creating vastly denser and significantly smarter digital civilian populations, engineering a virtual world that mathematically reacts to the behavior of the user, and successfully maintaining the illusion of a living, breathing economic ecosystem. When a player drops a digital item on the virtual street corner, the engine must calculate the physical properties of the impact. The lighting engine must reflect the exact position of the sun, and the artificial intelligence must program the surrounding civilians to react accordingly. Executing this level of processing power requires highly advanced software that pushes the absolute physical limits of modern consumer hardware, forcing players to upgrade their physical gaming consoles just to secure the privilege of entering the digital simulation. But the fourth and absolute most dangerous financial pillar is the live service infrastructure, consuming another $200 million to construct the back-end server architecture building, the unyielding digital foundation for the inevitable successor to their online mode, which represents the ultimate long-term wealth extraction mechanism of the modern era. The corporate executives completely understand that the initial retail purchase is merely the bait. The true historical wealth is generated by trapping the consumer inside the digital ecosystem, forcing them to continuously purchase virtual currency and highly restricted digital assets, creating a permanent, unyielding pipeline of recurring revenue that lasts for multiple generations. When you purchase a standard copy of the game, you are buying the entry ticket. But the live service infrastructure is designed as an infinite digital shopping mall, where the corporation acts as the central bank and the sole manufacturer, dictating the exact price of every virtual digital asset in the economy. They sell digital vehicles and virtual real estate that cost absolutely nothing to reproduce, extracting pure profit margins that traditional physical manufacturers cannot mathematically achieve because the supply chain of a digital asset begins and ends in the server room, eliminating shipping costs and physical material shortages entirely. To completely understand the terrifying scale of this $2 billion corporate bet, we absolutely must compare it directly to the historical budgets of previous industry blockbusters to prove exactly how aggressively the financial stakes have escalated in the modern era, and how the barrier to entry has completely eliminated all independent competition. When the same studio released Grand Theft Auto V in the year 2013, the total estimated budget hovered securely around $260 million, which the industry considered an absolutely massive and incredibly dangerous financial risk. Yet the product went on to generate billions in pure profit over the next 10 years. 5 years later, they released the critically acclaimed Red Dead Redemption 2, pushing the internal financial envelope to a massive $540 million, setting a brand new benchmark for interactive digital storytelling and open world design, while successfully cementing their status as the untouchable titans of the industry. When a competing corporate studio launched Cyberpunk 2077 in 2020, they spent roughly $440 million to build their digital dystopia, struggling to successfully execute the massive technical requirements of the ambitious project, and proving that throwing massive capital at a project does not guarantee immediate stability. Now Rockstar Games is mathematically quadrupling the budget of their closest historical competitors, pushing the financial boundaries of the entertainment industry into entirely uncharted territory, betting $2 billion that they can successfully capture the attention of the entire planet and successfully convert that global attention into a permanent stream of corporate revenue. This astronomical budget acts as an impenetrable corporate moat, preventing any independent studio or rival publisher from entering the arena, because absolute nobody has the liquid capital to risk $2 billion on a single product, cementing the monopoly of the legacy publishers over the digital entertainment landscape. Traditional media conglomerates and legacy Hollywood studio executives are absolutely terrified of this massive, unprecedented digital transition because they cannot mathematically compete with an entertainment product that traps the consumer and continuously extracts liquid capital for a decade after the initial retail launch. A massive blockbuster movie requires a $200 million investment and extracts $20 from the consumer for exactly 2 hours of passive entertainment, before the product completely loses its cultural relevance and disappears into the archives, forcing the studio to immediately start financing the next highly risky project. But a massive $2 billion interactive digital ecosystem is a permanent financial engine. It extracts $80 upfront and then aggressively charges a subscription fee while simultaneously selling virtual digital assets with zero manufacturing costs, generating profit margins that traditional industrial corporations can only dream about. The corporate board members view the player base exactly like an oil reserve. They deploy the core game as the physical drilling rig, and they use the live service multiplayer mode as the pipeline, pumping the discretionary income of the global working class directly into their treasury. The working class consumer eagerly awaits the release of this massive digital product, saving their hard-earned fiat currency to purchase the ultimate interactive experience, completely blind to the reality that they are willingly stepping into a highly calculated cage designed specifically by financial architects to systematically drain their surplus capital. They trade hundreds of hours of their scarce human lifespan grinding digital missions to earn fake digital currency, instead of investing that exact same time learning profitable physical skills or building actual assets in the real physical economy. This is the ultimate triumph of the modern digital attention economy, convincing the global population to voluntarily finance their own distraction. While the corporate executives accumulate real physical wealth and sovereign power using the revenue from a fake digital city to purchase actual real estate, You must aggressively recognize that the modern interactive entertainment industry is no longer about simply providing a fun distraction for the youth. It is a highly optimized corporate machine, operating on the scale of a sovereign nation, utilizing behavioral psychology and massive server infrastructure to control human behavior. If this breakdown of the $2 billion grand theft auto illusion and the dark math behind digital wealth extraction fired you up about taking total control of your permanent financial architecture, then do me a favor right now. Smash that like button to let the algorithm know this factual historical conversation matters. Share this video with every friend and family member who needs to understand how the real financial world operates. Let us keep exposing the true mechanics of wealth and power. I will catch you in the next one, where we break down the next hidden chapter in the long history of money and corporate authority. Until then, stay informed, stay skeptical, and remember that the ultimate digital simulation is not the game on your screen. It is the corporate financial system that extracts your wealth while you play it.